Now I'm going to touch one last part about being resourceful. And if you really want to know more about being resourceful, subscribe to this podcast. How I wanted to have a podcast show like this. At first, I started quoting, right, from other studios. How much is it? How much is it going to be for me to have a podcast, right? And then eventually, it led me to a point where, fine, there were costs going to be involved in building or starting a podcast like this. But it was something that at the time I wanted to monetize on podcasts, right? But what led me to become more resourceful, it was the thought of downloading an application. Then I said to myself, wait a minute. I'm currently using Spreaker Studio right now as we speak. The same application I've decided to download. And this is the same application I'm using now to create my podcast for the Sounds Divine podcast. Weird, right? But here's the thing. The moral of the story is I became more resourceful. Now, part of me wanting to create a podcast, it was merely to share information. And I'm not talking about information that someone regurgitates from Gary V or from Vusi Tembagwayo or from Ray Dalio or from P. Diddy. No. But guys, what we are forgetting is this. Knowledge is everywhere. Knowledge is required. Knowledge is required. And God gives you that knowledge. Just like the knowledge I'm sharing to you now. This is the knowledge that I'm sharing based on my experiences. Oh my God. Thank you for that knowledge, Father. But this is the knowledge that I'm sharing with you guys because it's the knowledge that I've experienced in 36 years of my life. And by the way, whoever's gonna tell you that age matters, age is equals to experience, they are somehow right, but they are not entirely right. I say this because even a 12-year-old kid can tell you their experiences. That doesn't mean the kid doesn't know what life is. No, the kid is basically telling you his life at the age of 12 years old. How is it feel? How is he feeling, or what is he experiencing? That's it. That's also sharing knowledge, isn't it? So, going back to this point of being resourceful, it's very important. One needs to be resourceful at all times. It's like going to fight. The fight, right? You can't go to a fight without knowing your opponent. Part of going to war is knowing your opponent. So you can't go to war blindly. Do you understand? But even though, let me put it this way, you rather go to war unprepared than blind. if push comes to shove. But it's always ideal to go to war prepared so that you know what you're fighting against. But I won't advise you to do both, going to war unprepared and going to war blindly. That's why you need to be resourceful. And I'm not speaking like this like I'm some kind of a preacher's boy. I know black people, they hate it when I speak like this. It's like they'll probably tell you, but you know, wena ngwana mruti, wena mtana ga mfundisi. You're like, no. That's got nothing to do with that. But it's got everything to do with what's coming. And that is the truth. So guys, if you want to know more about being resourceful, you're in the right place. If you want to know everything about entrepreneurship and life, you're in the right place. Just tune in, subscribe to get more in value for your information for free.